happy Monday to you after kind of a crazy weekend. Crypto holding strong, though. That's the good news. Give me a minute while I check with X, see how the stream's coming through over there. Make sure everyone can. Weekend. Yep, looks like it's working. Let me drop a little GM for good morning in the chat. Get this going. But interesting. Of course, happy Easter, everyone. Happy Passover. We had both those holidays last week. And we had Good Friday, all this stuff. So we were closed on Friday. And then, of course, had a nice weekend, but it was a little bit nuts with some of the stuff Trump was tweeting and whatnot. And crypto held up amazingly well. Trump threw out some ultimatums, some threats, some really kind of unhinged, even for Trump emails yesterday morning. But amazingly, crypto was holding pretty strong. You see right now here, we've got the NASDAQ. We're exactly 8 minutes before the opening bell. So welcome to Opening Bell Crypto. Hopefully this few minutes we spend each day can tell you everything that happened when you were sleeping, all the news and all the macro events, and kind of how the market's digesting that information and how it affects your crypto bag. So glad to see everyone here. But we see the NASDAQ is looking to open up a third, 0.33 to the positive. The Dow Jones, let me pull this up, slightly negative. Looks like it's going to open up. I call this flat, but to be accurate, 0.04, and the S&P is looking positive as well. So with 7-8 minutes to opening, looks like they possibly are pricing in some good news and possibly even a possible ceasefire, which we'll talk about. So just a little better, 0.10. So we have up about a third, and the NASDAQ pretty flat for the Dow and up 0.1. So pretty flat's what I call that. Bitcoin sitting at 69,335. You see, we all got all the way up, touched almost hit 70,000, 69,948. But even now, officially up 3.8%. Ethereum, 2,139, up 5.4% for the day. XRP, sitting at $1.34.5, 4.5% for the day. Solana, 82.34, up 4.3%. So when we look at the news, we see that people are thinking, at least somewhat pricing in maybe coulda, shoulda, woulda a ceasefire. So this, according to Reuters, immediate ceasefire, reopening Straits of Hormuz could happen today. A ceasefire proposal could take effect today and reopen the Straits of Hormuz, with both sides reviewing terms to end hostilities, per Reuters. So, of course, then we have the Iranians coming out saying we're not talking at all. So who knows? But at least the markets are somewhat putting it in. Either way, crypto's performing extremely well. We'll see what the regular markets do and what crypto does, but crypto definitely outperforming everything since this war started, including gold and silver. So, it's still going to kind of come on that. Over into crypto news, Charles Schwab really coming on strong. $11 trillion. Charles Schwab tells CNBC it wants to be the world's largest Bitcoin and crypto exchange. The biggest banks are coming fast, 40 million users soon. So this is very interesting. Charles Schwab, definitely bigger, and they're coming out. Here's another, some more news on what they're doing. For mainstream adoption, this is huge. That's why I'm very bullish, FOMOing into Bitcoin right now. I want to do it before all this happens. Before all these people come, they can pump our bags, not vice versa. Here in CoinMarketCap, we've got Charles Schwab has opened a wait list for direct Bitcoin and Ethereum spot trading with a limited Q2 pilot plan for select brokerage clients. So, yeah, they're coming on strong. By the way, GM, welcome back after a long Easter 3-day weekend with the banks. Not most people weren't closed on Friday. Most people didn't have the day off, but a lot of banks were closed. And of course, the market was closed for Good Friday. So, a lot of crazy stuff going on over the weekend. Trump tweeting like a madman, saying, God, he tweeted out like, open the effing straight, you bastards. Praise to Allah. All hell's going to rain loose off you don't kind of give him another line in the sand, which I don't know if that line's today, tomorrow. I don't know. I think he's speaking this afternoon. By the way, good news, that pilot, the final F-16 pilot, or the guy who rides in the back, whatever you call him, was miraculously saved. I guess I think it'd been 48 hours. I guess he's severely wounded, hiked all the way up top of 7,000-foot rocks, hidden in some rocks with a lot of Iranian people looking for him. So, it was crazy. Here's some more details, I'm sure. But anyway, glad that happened. That could have caused some massive escalation if he had been captured. So here we have, different updates. So a senior Iranian official says Tehran will not bow to deadlines or external pressure when making decisions. Iran supposedly is refusing to reopen the Straits of Hormuz in exchange for any temporary ceasefire. Officials in Iran believe the U.S. is not prepared to commit to a lasting ceasefire. Iran's foreign minister argues that a short-term truce will only prolong, he calls ongoing crimes, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it is what it is, right? We're getting two stories, though there is a story here that J.D. Vance has been up negotiating all night directly. So we'll see. That'll come up in a minute. I reported on this over the weekend. Ripple and XRP CEO Brad Garlinghouse, he came out and said in an interview, we're taking over SWIFT. We've got over 100 banks. We're better than what they're doing. Of course, we know SWIFT is moving towards blockchain as well. We've been reporting on that. And now they have an option of just using stable coins over one of the blockchains, Ethereum, Solana, or one of the others. So a lot of competition, but he is kind of going back to what their original core thesis was. So we'll see. But I know I spend a lot of time on TikTok these days. People are crazy about it. Delusional, actually. But anyway, that's what's going on. It's now, I think they lost their big edge, but maybe not. If they've already got 100 banks using their technology, we shall see. So I like XRP. I don't love it. That's been my position for a while. I made a ton of money initially. I was super bullish about it. Ran it up 100x, 100 plus X. So I was pretty lucky. So maybe I just have the fact that I bought it. Maybe I'm a little jaded towards that. But 273 million in shorts wiped out as Bitcoin reclaimed 70,000. So it was a big short squeeze. And man, stay away from leverage, especially high leverage, especially if you don't know what you're doing. General, as a rule of thumb, just stay away from leverage. If you want to short, that's fine. Just don't short it with leverage. Otherwise, you just get wiped out, which has been happening. So markets open now. We'll talk about a little more news, and then we'll see how markets react. We'll actually check back with everything, see how it's doing. Saudi Arabia said it will replace the Straits of Hormuz with a pipeline to import and export oil from the Middle Eastern countries. They already have this, right? They already have one pipeline going out to the water on the other side that they can export out of. But they're looking to do it even more and not put all their, I think you can see this Straits of Hormuz as a potential problem moving forward as well. Or, they want to have a plan B, which they already do. I think they're just going to expand it and maybe make their plan B their plan A. Maybe they won't try and go through there at all. But definitely they're not going to want to see Iran with any kind of significant bombs or military power moving forward. So I think this is going to be an ongoing conflict. So this was kind of bullish, in spite of what the Iranian media is coming out to say U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has been in contact all night long with Iranian Foreign Minister Arghachi through Pakistani mediators. So maybe there potentially can be something. Otherwise, I think they're just going to continue, because Trump can't do this forever. It's very bad for him. Popularity, bad for the midterms, bad for the world of global economy. So I filled up my tank over the weekend. I paid almost $5.40 for diesel. It's like $2 since this started, roughly, if I remember correctly. I think we're around $2 less than we are right now. We're in the mid to low threes. I think it really comes down to what happens through these negotiations and stuff. I think all eyes. I think this can totally controlling us in the meantime. But I'm still, like I said, I'm still impressed with how Bitcoin and crypto are doing, all things considered. Saudi Arabia said the Straits of Hormuz is not property of Iran. It must be open for free and fair trade for all. And I saw another one from Iran saying it's never going back. We're going to use it to get money, and things have changed now. So that's basically where we are. Let's see how the markets actually opened. Let's refresh this for starters. Looking to open up 0.10. Let's see. And it may be just kind of news based till we get some more news. Right now, everyone's saying, "Oh, there might be a ceasefire." Let's see. I think that okay. So we opened up flat. So the S&P is flat. I actually show it at 0.06. That's flat to me. That's a wait and see. That's a wait and see attitude. Same, yeah. So it's flat as you can get, right? Positive 0.01. The Dow, once again, when I see these low numbers, I call it flat. NASDAQ a little different. That could be because of other factors, though, specific news or reporting and things like that. Dow Jones, negative 0.19. Yeah, flat. So basically, we're in a wait and see, and it doesn't surprise me. Wait and see what happens with this ceasefire and Trump and everything. So we could have buckle up. It could be a volatile 2 days. I think this morning it's looking like we're going to wait and see. NASDAQ up like half a point, it looks like. Once again, could be other factors. That's why I like to check all three. Gold up a third, it looks like. I can't really see oil from here, but let me check on my phone. Let's see how oil's looking. Crude oil, $1.12, 24 up 3/4 of a point. Of course, Brent crude will be higher than that. The main on the front page of Yahoo Finance, stocks open mixed, oil dips as Iran peace hopes revive. So that's what we're dealing with right now. It really is. GMG, everyone, welcome. Everyone joining us live on YouTube and on X. Appreciate you guys all being here. The recap, the story of the day is we're kind of waiting and seeing. There is some hope. There is some hope of a ceasefire or some kind of resolution to this. Trump set a deadline. I can't really tell. It kind of changes, but I think the deadline's 8 p.m. tomorrow night, and he's saying he's going to rain hell. He might have been having a bad morning yesterday. I don't know. But anyway, told those bastards to open the effing Straits of Hormuz. So we have to see how our crypto's holding up here. We can look at the hour chart as well. So let's go back to Bitcoin. By the way, I hope everyone had a great spring weekend, Easter, or spend time with the family or hiking or whatever you did. We had great weather here. I spent the weekend. I went to Salt Lake City, went to some Easter stuff, a concert, and then we spent the weekend in Park City shopping and just eating some good food. Had a good time. Okay, 69,459, up 3.9% for the day. If we look at the hourly chart here, I like to do that after the market opens. We see it's kind of up and down, but yeah, up a little bit right now. So I think we're in wait and see mode now, to be honest with you, though. I don't think anything major is going to happen until some news comes one way or the other. On the market, just be advised that the first hour or two, especially the first hour, we can have a crazy about shift. But right now, unless there's some news, I think we're just we're waiting for news right now. Ethereum 2,149 up 4 or 5.8 for whopping 5.8. Like I said, I'll take it, man. Crypto is holding its own. And whether it was just beat down way beyond what it should have been for the last year, or people are starting to, I think it's in some case, we've been trying to hold a beach ball under the water. It's kind of coming back, playing catch up with the other indices. And as well as maybe people are realizing, hey, maybe this war is people are realizing that it's a better store of value than they thought. Anyway, $34.4 up 4.3% today. Solana 82.36 up 4.4. So looking good. If you look at all the this is the crypto bubbles, by the way. It's a free download both for mobile and desktop. I love it because I can just look in a minute and see how things are doing, right? Everything's looking good. Tau, one that I've been DCAing into for a couple of years now. A good AI play, 9.5. Render, 6.2. Virtuals, another one of my AI plays, 7.6. Sui, 6.9. Aave, 5.6. Pepe, my favorite meme coin, 5.6. AVAX, 6.4. Pungu, 8.1. Jupiter, 4.9. Chainlink, 5.8. You get Filecoin, DOT, 5.6. Ondo, one of my favorite RWA plays. I mean, everything's looking good, right? Cyrene up and down, man. That thing's been crimed for the last little while, man. Up to 3 billion, down to 435 million, all over the place, right? Crazy. I wouldn't be touching that with a 10-foot pole, but I don't know much about it either. So talking crap here. But anyway, yeah. So look back at the last news, but I think the story is we're waiting to see. There is some hope that there could be some kind of resolution. Michael Saylor had taken a 13-week hiatus, after 13 weeks of buying, had taken a hiatus. Hiatus no more. Came out with the orange dots over the weekend. He bought 4,871 Bitcoin for $329.9 million. Paid basically $67,718. He buys OTC. He almost rarely does he pay below market because he's trying not to affect the market, right? You couldn't buy these numbers on the charts and you'd have crazy up and down swings. He's buying it all over the counter. So they now hold 7,000. By the way, he's on track to have well over 1 million by the end of the year if this first quarter numbers hold up. But holds 766,970 Bitcoin, $58.2 billion total invested, 75,644 Bitcoin. So he's probably still upside down $6,000 a Bitcoin. So, but that can change quickly, right? He started buying at 10,000. So he's probably, at one point he got about to 7, 8, 9, 10 billion upside down, but he doesn't care. He sees the vision. He's leading the charge, man, as we should be too. Man, we should be stacking all the Bitcoin we can. Jack Dorsey, huge Bitcoin bull, huge proponent of Bitcoin and only Bitcoin for the most part. He begrudgingly is doing some stablecoin because he has no choice because of the demand on his Square and Block and of course Cash App. But doing a lot, man, to get Bitcoin out there. Now they're going to be giving away $1 million in Bitcoin starting today. I believe it's through the Bitcoin faucet. And to put in perspective, back in the day, you could go anytime or every day to the Bitcoin faucet and get 5 Bitcoin, which is now worth $350,000. I remember that, man. Bitcoin was so cheap. You could get 5 Bitcoin for free. But anyway, shout out to him. Now this blew me away. Circle mints 325 billion USDC on Solana in 1 week. Circle minted roughly $325 billion USDC on Solana over the past 7 days, marking the largest single week USDC issuance of 2026 per Solana floor. So who's this good for? Now, obviously, Ethereum has a lot more stablecoin, but Solana's growing way faster. Wow. This is good for Solana, obviously. My largest crypto holding, the largest of our fund that I run. And it's good for USDC as well, and good for Circle. You can buy their stock on the stock exchange. I haven't done much analysis. I recently opened my wife a Robinhood account, and I'm going to buy some Circle in there because they're going to be the biggest. They're one of the biggest. AI told me, and I think it's pretty generally known. They're going to be one of the biggest companies that take advantage of the stable coin, especially with the stablecoin bill coming out. So that's blown away. That's a lot, man. That is a lot. Shout out to Circle and Solana. This happened right before I just started the stream. Israeli strikes Iran's largest petrochemical facility. Operations have now halted there. So that's the Trump in his crazy tweet said it's going to be power plants and bridges or something like that. They're going to be bombing. So it's interesting, kind of wait and see, but I would say relatively tense, though the market and crypto isn't reacting. But I'm feeling a little bit of tension. But yeah, we'll see. It was a crazy, crazy up and down weekend. Not up and down. Stuff stayed pretty solid till we just had a pump. UAE presidential advisor Anwar Gargash just announced that UAE would be willing to join a U.S.-led operation to secure navigation in the Straits of Hormuz. So these guys are getting sick. They're not going to want to see things return to status quo. They're not going to be comfortable with any of these countries. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, however you want to say it, Kuwait. And that's going to weigh heavily. This is the factor of what's going on here, not Israel. People, I know, look, we like Israel, and they're good, a good partner with the United States. But Israel economically is insignificant to the United States, to be honest with you. But not so for these Gulf states who are investing trillions of dollars in Trump's new plan to help America's economy. So what their needs are going to be a very big factor when you look at this whole thing. Senator Loomis, by the way, one of the IRGC's number 2 was taken out either by Israel or the United States over the weekend. So the number 2 guy in the military, their number 2, their intelligence guy, I had the slide, I don't know where it went, but anyway, he was taken out and he's done. Let me make sure this isn't it. So, yeah, but anyway, Senator Loomis on some good news. She said the crypto market structure bill is about to pass soon. We're so close. And she even said, I get it. We've said this a lot, but I guess they're really close to reaching a compromise. The problem has been the banks have not wanted they don't want the competition. They're trying to preserve their edge by using the laws to do that. Oh, no, it's not it. Check back on, see how the markets are doing. We'll refresh this. The NASDAQ looks about the same. Once again, we're in wait and see. That's the theme of the day. If you're going to take one thing from this report, it's we're in wait and see mode. But crypto is kicking ass and holding very, very strong. I'm very optimistic about how it's holding, to be honest with you. But it will dip down if we have if we don't get some kind of thing. And we never know with Trump because he changes back and forth. More he says in the morning could change by. I'm going to lose this little picture-in-picture. It's not. Looks like it's not working very good today. Looks like my computer's working a little bit slow right now. Looks like my picture's frozen down there. Let's see if I can change it. Hopefully the stream's still working okay. Our stream might have frozen. Let me see if they can hear me on X or not. Looks like the thing. We never know with Trump because he changes. Yeah, it looks like they can hear me, but it looks like the free it's frozen. Anyway, I'll continue to. Bottom line is, we're about the same. NASDAQ up 0.52. We've got the Dow up 0.2, down 0.02, and S&P up a third. So S&P and NASDAQ doing good. Crypto, like I said, it seems like the okay, maybe it'll refresh there. There we go. So it looks like we're working good here finally. Bitcoin. We'll look at it on the hour. Yeah, it's up and down. It's come back. Just give you the last recaps. We'll wind it down. Bitcoin 69,345. Ethereum 21,145, up 5.3. XRP $1.34.66, up 4.2%. Solana 82.43, up 4.3. So thanks everyone for joining me live. I appreciate it. And if you're also as well, if you're listening to it on if you're listening to us on replay, that's great too, either on Rumble, YouTube, or X. Soon to be streaming on TikTok as well. But look, hopefully we can save you a little time, give you a little insight. The recap of the day is we're on hold till we see if this ceasefire is a real thing. If it is, I think we'll continue to see pump. If not, I think we'll just kind of see a little bit of the slow grind down until we get more news. But the big news of the day is crypto is doing great. I'm happy with it. Very happy with where it is. I would say have a great week. It's early.